G'day, in this video I'm going to show you how to use this program Tracker to actually gather data from a physics experiment and then analyze that in Excel. So let's get into the fun bit. All right, so I want you to notice a few things about how we're setting up this video here. First of all, I need some sort of measuring stick. So meter rulers are great because they start and end at a meter. This ruler doesn't, it goes a bit beyond. So I put some masking tape. That'll become important later on. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see exactly where the readings are in the video. The other thing is you want to have that measuring stick as close to the plane of motion as possible so you don't have parallax error. Imagine if the meter stick was right, close to the lens, then it wouldn't represent reality. And the other thing is you want the camera a reasonable distance away. The closer you get, the more wide angle, the more kind of fisheye you're using, the more the reality gets distorted. As you know, like the horizon doesn't look a straight line when you've used a really wide angle lens. And so the more you can come like a reasonable distance away and just kind of using that center part of the lens, you'll get less lens distortion and less reality not mapping properly to the pixels. Okay, so we've got all that set up and here's the video that we've got, and you can see that I've got a decent number of frames. So what we need to do now is bring it into Tracker. So to get Tracker, just literally put into Google Tracker Physics. It'll be one of the first hits that you get, and download this program here. Get that running for your computer, and it looks something like this. So I want to bring in that video that I just recorded. I'm going to bring in the raw.mov from my phone just to show you what sometimes happens. So first of all, you might notice that when I play this, that it kind of is jumping all over the place. Now, to get around that, what you actually need to do is use an online converter. There's a bunch of free ones here. This one's a little bit annoying. You got to put up with the ads for it, but basically you can just drag and drop your video file into there, convert it into an MP4, and then you can try again. So let's do that. Let's open up ourselves a new tab and bring in the video that I have done the conversion, and that's the MP4 version of this, and you can play it and see that it plays quite normally. All right, so I don't want it to analyze the bit of video where my hand is touching it, and so these black controls up here let you just trim the video and make sure that you've only got valid video. It hasn't run into a wall at the end of it. That looks pretty good. All righty. So for Tracker to work, it needs to know a little bit about reality. Remember that measuring stick that we put in before. So first thing we need to do is work out where our coordinate system works from. This is right the origin of the X and Y Cartesian plane over which it's going to map it. So I just like to have it kind of down and to the left a little bit of what I'm looking at. It doesn't really matter. That's not that important. Much more important that we actually calibrate the video. We've got to let Tracker know each of the pixels in that image, what that relates to in reality. So to do that, we come up here and we're going to set ourselves a new calibration stick. Now, it thinks that that's a meter long. In fact, it's not a meter long. It's 0.3 of a meter long, and we need to tell it what 0.3 of a meter long looks like in real life. And if we want to get that really good, we can come in and we can kind of zoom right in and make sure we get that meter ruler sticking right on those marks that we want it to be, and that's looking pretty good. So now it's ready to go and we're ready to track something. So we're going to come to the track menu. We want to have a new point mass, and this is where it's a little bit complicated. You want to hold down Shift and Command, and you'll see that your cursor turns into this circle here. Now you need to choose something on the image of the thing that's moving that's got high contrast and that's probably not going to change too much as it moves. So we're going to pick the little bit where the smoke comes out, which is the chimney stack of Thomas, and we're going to click on there. I'm just going to zoom in because I want to see this kind of point a little bit more clearly so I can see what we're doing. Now that inner circle is the size of the image that it's going to look for. That arrangement of pixels is what it's looking for. And the box tells it where in the next frame to anticipate those pixels to be. So it doesn't look through the whole image to find those pixels. It's only going to search in that search area there. And once we've set that up, we'll just zoom back out again, and we can press the button up here called search, and that's going to go through our video. Now, sometimes if there's a bit of glare, a bit of reflection or something, there we go. You can see here that it's got this kind of bit of glare, and it's saying, I'm not sure that that's Thomas's chimney stack, and you go, look, I'm going to accept that because you know that it is. And then it generally kind of, is probably going to go to the end. You might find that another time. You can increase how much the template's allowed to evolve each frame, which if it's a spinning or rotating ball in motion, you might want to think about that as well. It's done, so that's Fabulous. Okay, so what we can see up here, that's the displacement in the X plane, okay, which is really all we're interested in. Thomas is just traveling along the X coordinate of this video. Make sure when you set up your video too that you try and get it nice and level, and that what you think is level actually looks level on the camera and in the video when you bring it in. Now this Y is just like incredibly magnified, the little tiny bumps up and down, probably when it was trying to work out where those pixels and how to match it. So we're not really interested in that. You might be interested in the X and Y data if you're plotting something like projectile motion. Of course you want to keep both of them, but for this one we're just going to export the X displacement data. So we go right back up to the top. This is just like a spreadsheet really. We can go Command C to copy that into our clipboard, and then we can flip across to a spreadsheet and we can paste it there, and we'll have a look at that in the next video.